Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble and I'm on the socials here. So we got here supposedly the new photos and specs for the RX 7900 GRE, so Golden Rabbit Edition, which is going to be like a China only thing here, but at least gives us a sense of what they are aiming for the rest of the lineup to a certain point. This is supposedly going to have like a Navi 31, only 16 gigabytes of memory. Navi 31 is from the XTX and the XT versions here. This is from a Sapphire Nitro Plus GPU. The images here, it seems like it is around 2.5 slots in thickness. Only has two PCI 8 plugs here because it is equivalent, or at least similar in terms of power requirements from an XT. It has the same 84 CUs, so compute units, Steam processors, everything seems to be on par except the memory stuff here. I assume this is going to be not a cut down version, but it's going to be I'm not sure if how they're going about it. It's basically to all intents and purposes 7900 XT with a cut down memory here. I don't know what they are aiming for here, but yeah, I don't know if it is something that they trying to I don't know, took advantage from some board stuff, or if it is something related more with the memory stuff, or even it's like a cut down version of this one, but it's as around the same kind of CUs. I don't know if this makes a lot of sense here, but because it is a China only GPU, we don't know if it's going to eventually come out in the global markets. I suppose it can. If it doesn't sell very well in China and they have a lot of stock here, it's possible that it will launch also on the global market. But it's very interesting how they're going about it. I don't know if this Navi 31 is the one that is inserted on a Navi 32 die, so the chip itself is inserted on a Navi 32 die. I don't know how they're going about it, but yeah, we will start to see more announcements in the upcoming weeks. I think of the rest of the lineup, because the previous generation, the high end, like the 6800s and the 6900s, they are dwindling in stock all around the retailers. So I think we might start to see some announcements soon. But yeah, seems pretty sleek. But again, this is, I think, mainly aimed at Chinese market, but at least we are starting to see this kind of information on and some stuff coming out, so we might have an idea. I don't know, in terms of performance, it should, in 1440p should be almost the same. 4K, I don't know if that's much suitable. It's playable for sure, but I don't know, in terms of performance, I don't know regarding the rest of the specs, how it goes, if you like the clocks and everything. Doesn't have like here. I assumed it's not going to be that much, because I think they are going to like wiggle down some stuff here. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. If there is any reviews, I will let you know. And NVIDIA camp here, the 4060 Ti 16 gigabytes already is seeing a price drop in Europe, of course, with the prices in Europe are way more expensive, mainly because the prices there already have the taxes applicable in their countries, and as you can see, 500 euros, which is almost equivalent basically to dollars for a 4060 Ti 16 gigabytes. This is the OC version. Still, this is the discounted price because it was the MSRP was 550, which is insane for this kind of GPU. Again, the reviews came out of, I think, Hardware Unbox. I will find it. I know I saw it. I will find it. I don't know if I already mentioned this, but I will leave the link in the description of the Hardware Unbox of the review of this GPU. And of course, it's a shit show. In terms of performance, doesn't decrease basically nothing, like single digits gains as it mentioned here. The only thing that it improves is the fact that it has more memory. So usually 1080p, like Callisto Protocol kind of games that are more VRAM intensive, it gets a more stable frame time, which is good, but I don't think it justifies $100 more for that GPU. I think it would be best served with the previous generations, like for this case, like a 6700 or even the XT version, even like a, I don't know, even a 37. I think it's way better than this, because of mainly because of the memory bus width of those GPUs. And yeah, it's a shit show. It's not recommended by anybody. But yeah, of course, no marketing, no samples for reviewers, no nothing. So they already know internally this shit show. I think a lot of AIBs just are going to launch like the minimum that they can because of contracts and everything. So they have to kind of reserve and make certain amounts of these kind of versions of GPUs. I think most of them only make like the minimum requirement, and yeah, they didn't even want to go on board with this GPU, but from some rumors and some leaks here and there. But yeah, it's a DOA, like all the low end of NVIDIA, and to a certain degree also AMD. Regarding gaming news, we got some stuff here coming out from San Diego Comic-Con. I'm not very much on par because there is a lot of about movies, series, upcoming stuff. Not a lot of gaming stuff yet, at least. But we got here some Star Wars behind the scenes featurette or something like that, because they have their panel there and they launched the video. I'm not going to waste with San Diego Comic-Con. It's like long hour panels. They just going around. It's a lot of marketing stuff. This game is only coming out next year, so it was for, if it was for something that it come out like by the end of this year, for sure I will pay more attention, and it's more well worth. So a lot of stuff can change still, but yeah, it seems interesting. It's like just no just a new concept art here and there, but no new footage here. A lot of like the producers and the game directors talking about it, the inspirations and all that stuff. But yeah, seems okay. At least the message they're trying to convey. It's basically they were approached to do because there is some kind of thing, because this is going to take between Empire Strikes Back and the Return of Jedi, if I'm not mistaken. It's a little bit convoluted timeline there, that you have like millennia of things to go around, especially with smugglers, so it's not something that it's very timeline precise kind of a game. But yeah, it's Lucas film. Those guys said, okay, we want a game on this time space here in this timeline. I don't know what they're trying to do with, especially with Scoundrel stuff. I know it's mainly because you have, supposedly you can meet with Jabba the Hutt and all that stuff. With all the syndicates around it, they went and create like a few more like syndicates here. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. They try to, at least in the art department, try to at least pay homage and draw inspiration from Ralph McQuarrie's like concept arts and all that stuff. They created this is the new planet. When the showcase, the first video where she does the mini raid and then the escape, that planet supposedly is created out of scratch. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm not positive or negative. We'll see how it goes. I don't have any expectation. I'm keeping an eye on it because I like Star Wars. Not a huge nerd on it, but I like my Star Wars. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. More news for sure will bring you up. Regarding this kind of thing, I forgot that they had this also. They're supposedly going to launch RTX IO. It's called this new technology. I think it's basically technology. Regarding the iOS to do with the fact of supposedly can alleviate stuttering issues on games, mainly because this is basically kind of similar to direct storage technology, or what it's supposed to do, which is basically all the like textures and a lot of stuff that compressed data. Usually it's textures or other stuff. Because it's compressed, usually the main workload of this kind of data is always offset to the CPU, because until recently the CPU has always had like better processing power to decompress data, and then that CPU uncompress the data or decompress the data and then send it to the GPU, like for example the texture data or something like that it's compressed. Usually it's more about textures, because if you try to offload uncompressed textures from the storage to directly to the GPU, it will not be a stutter fest. It will be like a non-playable game basically, because it's a lot of gigabytes of information to try to offload on uncompressed to the GPU. But yeah, supposedly if you have RTX, I think this is applicable to the 40 series. Supposedly now the thing goes around and it is decompressed directly on the GPU through the G deflate, which is basically going to supposedly even get better timings on decompressing the data, or 5 times faster texture load times, depending on how you see it. We'll see how it goes. This is like new stuff. For sure we need to be some tweaks. This is going to be basically another proprietary technology from NVIDIA. I don't know if direct storage, how it's not proprietary, but it's going to be application dependent. I think the direct storage here, it's basically only if you have an RTX GPU, which is it's a shame, but this is how they try to get you on their ecosystem. Continuing with the gaming news, we got some kind of a showcase on Atlas Fallen. It's not my kind of style. It's my conclusion that I'm reaching it. It's not going to be like very much my kind of style of game. It's okay. It's not my preference, this kind of game, from what I am understanding, but the combat seems pretty decent. Yeah, I will leave the link on the description. We got here from Frexalive. They do always good coverage. This is the official combat trailer here. It's like 5 minutes, so you get a better idea how the combat will flow, and some game combat mechanics there regarding like similar to runes and everything, how it will work out. And finally we got some 12 minutes of gameplay of Sandland. It's got a rough edge there on the gameplay of these 12 minutes, but it gives you a sense of what you can do on mainly combat. Doesn't show you a lot. It's 12 minutes, but it doesn't show too much variation or even what you are able to do. But because this game is also doesn't have like a release date, so it's like very it's not alpha gameplay, but it's like beta gameplay, so maybe they want to get some feedback of what people think about the combat and the traveling and everything, because they only show basically combat and traveling a little bit on the world. Not the audio for me was a little bit weird on the voice stuff. I don't know if it was an error on the video or something like that with the codecs, but yeah, it seems interesting. I will keep my eye on it. I'm very curious about this game, mainly because of how the technology seems like you're playing an anime stuff. And I kind of like the Akira Toriyama stuff. It's always funny if you don't take it too seriously. But yeah, I'm going to finalize here with some gaming deals. We got Studio Morta, which is like a roguelike style. It has multiplayer and it's basically roguelike in hack and slash department here. It's like a family of keepers, and then you have to go around the levels and everything. Each one has its unique abilities. It's very good. and it's on the offer ends on 2 of August. I think it's well worth even play the complete edition. It has like more levels and more story things, I think. And yeah, it's one of those that I really like to play one day. Also, we got Red Dead Redemption 2. Sorry, it's 70% off on the Ultimate Edition. I never know what kind of the edition, what this includes. We got some like skin stuff and everything, and I think some content here. But yeah, $30 for this. It's a very excellent game, like open world. It's Rockstar, so it has great quality here. And finally, we got Planet of Lana. This is a recent release. Still has 20%, like the introductory discount here. We got around 1 day when this video is published. But yeah, it seems pretty good. Very good reviews. Now it's improved here, overwhelmingly positive. It's like a puzzle game 2D. I don't think it has a lot of dialogue here, but it's very good. Similar to the games that are this class. I think how is it called? I always forget the names of this kind of games. My memory is getting not good. Let's see if we find it here. This is from the same publisher. No, this is not. None of this. I forgot the name. You know what games they are. The ones that I'm talking about for sure. My mind is slipping by on how this does. And interesting. You can try to. Yeah, you got various kind of enemies and the puzzle. It seems pretty good. So I'm going to wrap up for today, guys, with my Go Get funding for me to upgrade my PC to get better, more content for my private clients, and of course start doing some video stuff for them besides the written content that I've been doing. And in my free spare time, doing my daily videos with a little bit better quality. Doing some scripted content with some deep dives that I like to talk about, resume my gameplay series, and possibly start doing some live streams in the near future. And with all that said, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, Kunamy Master out.